Luke, are we good? It does? All right, here we go. Wow, kind of significant that in future we were saying, praise God. God has definitely intervened. Hallelujah. 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 And take control. Hallelujah. There be a hallelujah. Before time. Hallelujah. 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 Make our Shabbat. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And we turn to page 224 for the country cottage. Yitbarach Shabbat, V'yita'ar Yitramam, V'yita Sevita Tarvita Levita Lam, Shemei Vishavrenu, Le'ela Mitu Michata, V'shirata, Tushmechata, V'nechemata, Ta'amirat Ve'alma, Ve'meru, Amen. These times. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Yoser or borei kosher. Osei shalom u'borei et hakol. Hameir la'aretz v'la'harim alecha barach ani. Uv'tubo v'chadesh b'chol yom tami ma'aseh bereshit. Ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai. Kulam b'chokma asita malam ha'aretz k'kirenecha. Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al sheva ma'aseh yadecha ve'al me'orei or she'asita yivarucha selah. Or hadash al Zion ta'ir v'nizkeh kulanu ekarav le'oro. Baruch atah Adonai Yoser HaMevorach. Once or twice in a lifetime, a man or woman may choose a radical leaving, having heard Lech Lecha, go forth. God disturbs us toward our destiny by hard events and by freedom's now urgent voice, which explode and confirm who we are. We don't like leaving, but God loves becoming. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher le'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Amen. Be seated. Ve'ata et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol le'olecha ve'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בשבתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובכלך ושכב לאות על ידיך והיו לתותחות בין עיניך וכתבת על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Page 239 at the top. Emet. There is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness, there is your word. Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame, stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred way. True and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out and rejoice. Page 240. Mi kamocha Adonai, mi kamocha Ne'elah kodesh, Torah te'idot, oseh Torah te'idot, oseh Shabbat, she'netu geruli le'shiraka. Kadosh Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai, Ka'ad Yisrael. Please rise and turn to page 242 for the Tefillah. Adonai Sivatakidam Ufia Kitadilatecha, eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניך, למען שלום ואהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב ומושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחלקי החיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך רופאים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו בשני עפר. מי כמוך על גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך וליט וחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. מקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמפסים אותו בשמי מרום, כך כתוב ביד ידיך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך לכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני, ממקומו, 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 אחד אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישפיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד תודתך, ונצח נצחים קדושתך נרגיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה האל הקדוש. And you may continue on your private journey to page 260. You don't have to use it. Helping me. Good. I'm glad because it was traumatic. So if you would please turn to page 362, and Lucy will lead us. Get the Torah. Please rise. We're going to open the ark. Ein kamocha ba'elokim Adonai ve'ein k'ma'asecha malchut legalut kol amim u'memshaltecha le'odor v'hador Adonai 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 Yimlok le'olam ha'ed Adonai oz le'moiteh Adonai yikareh ekaro v'shalom Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonai Kadosh Shemo Adonai HaGedula VeHaGedula VeHaTiferet VeHaNetzach VeHaHod Kicho b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Kicho b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Lecha Adonai המלאכה ואני אעשה לכל ראש. All right, so today's Torah portion is Chayei. I read the first 9 verses in last night, and I'm going to read 10 through 20 this morning. And it's found in your page, in your book, on page 119, starting at verse 10. And I have to find it first. Here it is. Okay, so, and David and Lori are going to do the blessings before. It's a Baruch Adonai HaMerak Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar banu mikol ha'amim V'natan lanu et Torato Baruch Atah Adonai Notei HaTorah. Amen. Amen. You'll hold it there. Yeah.
Ephron yashav b'toch b'nei chet, v'ya'an Ephron hachiti et Abraham b'oznei b'nei chet, v'kol bo sha'ar iro born. So Ephron sat in the midst of the citizens of Chet, and Ephron answered, Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the ears of the Hittites and to all those who were sitting in the gates of his city, saying, Lo Adoni Shema'eni. No, my master, listen to me. Hasadeh natati lecha, the field I will give to you. V'hama'ara asher bo lecha, natatiha le'nei b'nei ami. I will give you the field and all that is in it to you in the eyes of my people. Natati lecha kever metecha. I will give it to you to bury your dead. Yishtachu Abraham lifnei am haaretz, and Abraham bowed before the people of that land. V'yidaber el Ephron b'oznei am haaretz leborn. And Abraham spoke to Ephron in the ears of the people living there, saying, Ahim atal lo Shema'eni natati kesed hasadeh. Says, please listen to me. I will give you silver for the field. Take it from me, the ekbara et meti sham, and I will bury my dead there. V'ya'an Ephron et Abraham lemor, and Ephron answered Abraham, saying, Lo Adoni, Shema'eni eretz arba me'ot shekel, kesed beini u'beincha mahu. Says, no, it's okay. It's worth 400 shekels, silver shekels between me and you. What is this? Be'etnei techa kaver, bury your dead. V'yishma Abraham el Ephron, and Abraham listened to Ephron, v'yishakel Abraham l'Ephron et hakesed, and Abraham paid Ephron the silver, asher diber b'oznei b'nei Chet, which he spoke in the ears of the people of Chet, arba me'ot shekel kesed, over l'soka. He paid him 400 shekels for a sale. V'yakam Sadeh Ephron asher b'makpelah, and that's how the field with the cave of Makpelah, asher lifnei Mamre, which is before Mamre. Hasadeh v'hama'ara asher bo, the field and the cave that was there, the kol ha'etz asher b'sadeh, and every tree that was in the field, asher b'kol b'hulah saviv, and everything that surrounded it. Abraham living, he sold it to Abraham. The Einei b'nei Chet, the kol bo sa'ar iro, and everything in the eyes of all of the Hittites and anybody else in the city. V'acharei chen kavar Abraham et Sarah ishto, and after that Abraham buried his wife El Ma'arat Hasadeh HaMakpelah, in the field with the cave, Al Panei Mamre, which is on the face of Mamre, Hu Chevron, which is Chevron, the Eretz Canaan, the Yakam Hasadeh, the Hama'ara, Asher Bo, and then the field and the cave that was there, went to Avraham, Ahuzat Kever, Me'et B'nei Chet. Went to Abraham for an inheritance, for gravesite in the eyes of the Hittite people.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan banu Torah v'chayei olam l'cha b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. And thank you very much. And I'm going to do my devar on the Torah's right here, and then we'll do the Mishmera. So thank you very much. So last night I read about how Sarah died and how Abraham mourned and cried and then got up to bury his dead. And several people said that was pretty quick, but that's one of the things that Jews have a history of wanting to bury the dead quickly so that there is no, so you don't have to worry about the body and all that stuff you want to bury. And so Abraham started this, and this is one of the things that, it's interesting that it's in Torah. And it says that in the Torah, he Hebron, that which is Hebron. And it is even now contested territory in Israel. And because most of us, Jews, Muslims, and Christians, think of Abraham as our forefather. And of the 7 people that are mentioned in our fathers or mothers, 6 of them are buried in the cave of Machpelah. Rachel is the only one who was buried along the road when they were traveling because she died in childbirth. So there are any number of issues with Jews in Israel, Jews whatever, but I read a thing last night. There was last night I read, said, Ger v'toshav anochi imachem. I am a resident alien in your midst. And I read an article by Rabbi Weinberg, Josh Weinberg, who's head of ARPSA, who wrote that so many of us feel that way often, sometimes always, sometimes not so often. But, and this kind of thing spoke to me because every now and then you have a discussion. What's going on? Why are we always picked on? Why are we always being outsider? And part of it is because we do that, because we think of ourselves as different. And I think, but what I watched this morning in services with us coming together to help the gentleman who, well, I've only seen him one time before, it was last week. When he asked me when I came for Talmud class, he asked me, do you have services here? And I said, yes. He said, what time? I said, 11 o'clock. And he came. And it seems to me that was my first reaction. Sure, it's 11 o'clock. I didn't even say wear a mask, but he did. So I think this rings true to me because it feels like Abraham is trying to set the stage for the future of the people. And in the end of this, the rest of the chapter, that first 20 lines is all about Sarah and dying, and the rest of it is about Eliezer going to find a wife for Isaac. And why? Because Abraham sends Eliezer
to continue the Jewish people. Isaac is single, and how are you going to continue if you're single? And some people may have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with my children being single, but I just wanted to say the fact that I don't think the survival of the Jewish people depends on my children, maybe everybody's children, God willing. So that's
Abraham
what
didn't have that luxury.
exactly. Some of us don't. So I just wanted to say that I think about what we're doing and why we are here. And Abraham is helping to anchor us in space, in a place, rather than just being one. Because Abraham wandered his whole life. He wandered across Canaan, he went to Egypt. So he was the original wandering Jew. And that's my take on today's Torah portion. People come up and join me and we'll do the mission Torah. So if you will,
Page 371.
but first let's read the names.
Oh,
And so I have here a list of names and then I'll ask for contributions. We are asked to remember the following people for health and refuah shlema: Aviva Eliza, Laura Kina Aronson, Davida Berman, Harvey Bowler, David Burchett, Vegasora Bachaya, Felicia Dunnigan, Jonah Enbar, Doreen Evans, Eslin Gar, Phyllis Goldblatt, Don Randolfo, Mimi Harris, Leah Jones, Carl Calvin, Harold Katz, Jeffrey Krause, Roe Vine, Roy Lloyd, Miriam Lyon, Gerald Marks, Eileen McNichols, Jimmy Miller, Shannon Montesi Garskoff, Nikki Moulton, Moshe Chava Vavata, Irene Noparstek, Amber Noy, Aaron Potter, Gary Priest, Rich Reisman, David Rosenthal, Alan Sager, Casey Siango, Kristen Ralph Skinner, Rob Stein, Holly Stein, Cameron Michael Tapp, Rose Trachtenberg, and Yosef Raphael Ben Yehudit. From us, anybody?
Fernando Morochi, Barney Angela, Lori Over.
Yes, the gentleman. And anybody from Zoom?
Yes, online we have Kay Arkin, Leah Goldstucker-Frost, Kate Brissett, Becky Hanscom, Emily Kisber.
Thank you very much.
Right, on page 370 and 71. Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov. Here I pray, here I pray, here I pray, here I pray, and bless us as well.
All right, let me cover that. Do the first part. This is the tricky part because the microphone is stinky.
which is from 1 Kings, and it's found in your book on page 139, verse 29 and following. The Haftarah portion, the spotlight is on the negotiations leading to the ancient King David's choice of Solomon as his successor. Similarly, in the Siddur, the aged Abraham set up negotiations to find a wife for his son Isaac, securing the future of the family, the bearer of God's promise. So, I'm reading it in English because I like to say use a blessing. Thank you very much. Yes, we should.
Okay, well, that was a very good introduction. So on page 372 is the blessing for the Haftarah. You would like to join me? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar b'mi'im tovim v'ratzah v'tifrehem ha'ne'emarim be'emet Baruch atah Adonai Abocher b'Torah u'Moshe Abdo u'Yisrael Amo u'B'nei ha'emet v'tzedek.
David took an oath, saying, "As the Eternal lives, who has rescued me from every distress, just as I once swore to you by the Eternal, the God of Israel, that your son Solomon would rule after me and sit on my throne, I will carry it out this very day." Then Bathsheba bowed low to the ground and made homage to the king and said, "Let my lord, King David, live forever." Now the rest of the portion talks about all the intrigue that went in to get rid of Absalom instead of Shlomo. So if you're interested, please take a look at the Haftarah portion and the blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzur kol haolamim tzadik b'kol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber u'mekayem shekol derav ve'v'tzedek al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al ha'mi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושה ומיוחד לכבוד ותפארת על הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Page 374. Please
Oh,
rise.
sorry. Odol Ha'eretz V'Shamayim V'Yaret Eretz Ve'Ha'amo Tehillah Lecho Chasida L'Ibnei Yisrael Amero Hallelujah Hallelujah Yitzchayim Remazira V'Torah Ve'Usha Ve'Vachecha
We need to turn to page 379 because,
Should they sit?
well, we're going to ask them to stand up as soon as I finish this blessing. So
Okay.
if you want to sit and get up again, you can. It drives my husband nuts. So, but our God and God of our ancestors
May the new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Rosh Chodesh Kislev Yeh B'Yom Shishi, which will be the new month of Kislev, will begin on Friday of this week. Now,
And before we go on, while we're all still standing, we all witnessed something here today that nobody else did on this first day of Rosh Chodesh.
it's not until next week.
Okay, but it binds us together, doesn't it?
Yes.
And it was powerful, and it shook us all up a little bit. And I just want to thank you again for being the best people in the world for this man to have stumbled into. He could have had this seizure on the street, and he could have died. Could have hit his head and died, but he didn't. He was in Reggie's capable arms. We all sat silent. We waited with him. He was surrounded by a lot of love. So thank you for that, to go along with the Rosh Chodesh. Thank you for that.
All right, on page 586 at the bottom. Okay.
Sorry. Aleinu Shabbat le'adon ha'kol, la'tetu la'aser reshit, shelo asanu goyei harasot, ve'lo zamanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo samchatenu kahem, le'dor aleinu k'chol ha'olam, va'anav Glory, Umishahavim, Modim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei Hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai Melech al kol haaretz, V'yom ha'hu, Yeh Adonai Echad, U'Shemo Echad.
Please turn to page 595. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we love. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is gone. The stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. And we remember this week the following people: Henry Beck, Israel Bloom, Betty Rosiner, Rose Cornick, Jerry Cram, Hazel Davis, Sidney Eisenberg, Isidore Fishman, Hulda Gates, Helen Getzenberg, Mary W. Gold, Clara Goldberg, Kurt Goldsmith, Ezra Benjamin Gottlieb, Julius Hartog, Harriet Jacobs, Ann Kochever, Kiki Kunreich, Samuel Lerner, Donald B. Lowe Jr., Owen Lynch, Christine G. Malconian, Margot R. Meyer, Lois Kostelet, Robert Pritzker, Diane Pajansky, Morris Raven, Joe Rubenstein, Max N. Saltzman, Herbert Schwab, Harold Milton Truman, John Ward, Reuben Weiner, and in recent days, Ben Smolensky, Mitzi Friedman, Kenny Sharp, Theodore Ted Berland, and Linda Goop. Any additions from the Zoom time?
Yes, we do have one person in recent days, Timuriel Black.
Thank you. Page 598. Yittadad, Yittadash, Shnei Rama.
Amen.
Yallah, Yirah, Kuteh, Yalika, Kuteh. V'chayecho, V'yomecho, V'chayei, O Beit Yisrael. B'agalah, B'zman Hari, Yiveru.
Amen. Yehesh
Shabbat, Yitparar, Yitman, Yitmaseh, Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitalam, Shnei, Yusha, Bri, La'elam, Yikol, Berkata, Shiratam, Tu Shkavata, Nechemata, Da'amiram, Ne'olam,
Amen.
Yehei, Shema, Rabba, Shema, Chayim, Aleinu, Yaakov, Israel, V'imru,
Amen.
Oseh Shalom, B'Rama, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu, Yaakov, Israel, V'imru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say,
Amen. You may be seated.
Yes, you may be seated. I did not pick up any, I don't have any notes or any upcoming stuff. So, except religious school tomorrow,
Yes.
and
And the women's weekend is, we're ready to sign up for it. You'll find the sign up for it online in the temple bulletin, and it's in February. So I hope that women of this congregation will use that, because it's really a great, wonderful retreat.
it is.
And for our closing song today, we are turning to page 652, 652, for Ani Ve'ata, which seems appropriate. The translation, you and I will change the world, you and I. Then all will join us. Though it's been said before, it doesn't matter. You and I will change the world. You and I will start from the beginning. It may be difficult, but it doesn't matter. Page 652. Ani ve'ata nishane ha'olam. Ani ve'ata at yavo kevar kulam. Amru et zekodem livadai zelo yishane. Ani ve'ata nishane ha'olam. Ani ve'ata Minase me'atchala Igiera dura Enda zerodora Amruese kodema Nukladai Lolo Mishane Ani Le'ata Nishane Et Ha'olam.
Thank you all for coming today, and thank you, Ruthie, for giving us this amazing music.
Thank you, Deborah, for your preparations to teach us this morning.
It's been a pleasure. It was a little nerve-wracking, but it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Shabbat shalom.